Once upon a time, in a small African village, there lived a girl named Amina. Amina was a very hardworking girl and everyone seems to love her. Every morning, Amina was always seen helping her mother to carry fruits to the market. A lot of the villagers often wondered why she was always with one newspaper or the other, but no one cared to ask her. Amina seized every chance she had to read about England, as her eyes were filled with dreams that extended far beyond the borders of her humble home. It has become one of her habits to always read about England after waking up in the morning and think about England before going to bed. One fateful night, as the village slept under a blanket of stars, Amina, tired from her daily chores, drifted into a deep slumber. Little did she know that her dreams would take her on a journey to a land she had only read about in tattered pages of newspaper. Amina, holding her newspaper, found herself walking through a portal into the majestic hall of Buckingham Palace. The air was sharp, the grandeur of the palace left her breathless. As she strode, she stumbled upon the late Queen Elizabeth's chair and cup, preserved like treasures in a museum. Amina marveled at the artifact, feeling an unexplainable connection to a world beyond her own. Suddenly, her thoughts flashed to the King of England, and as if moved by an invisible force, she appeared before the king, King Charles. She was scared at first, but to her surprise the king smiled at her and offered to have tea with her. She could not believe her ears. She was caught up in the moment and did not stop to think before accepting. There were no restrictions. She moved freely, exchanging smiles and pleasantries with the monarch. It was as if the boundaries that confined her in reality had dissolved in the dream's realm. Whatever things or place she thought of seemed to come to her without saying a word. Amina's adventure continued as she explored the iconic landmark of England. From the historic Tower of London to the busy streets of London, she marveled at the architecture and absorbed the vibrant energy of the city. Amina even sampled the traditional dishes, surveying every bite as the flavor danced on her taste buds. In her dreamland, Amina wore an elegant English clothing, feeling a sense of belonging in the diverse nation. Amina thought of the picture of the English party she saw in one of her tattered newspaper, and in the next moment she found herself there. She was dressed in an English dress, dining with English men and women. The joy in her heart knew no bounds as she explored the party. Amina saw some British family trying out some English dish and drink that looks familiar, and just like that, she found herself sitting in an English restaurant, surrounded by her cravings. Her stomach grumbled, and just after balancing herself to take a sip from the almighty Guinness before her, she felt a cold sensation of water in her face. Startled, she opened her eyes to find herself lying in her mother's bed within the thatched walls of her local hut. Confusion clouded her mind until her mother's voice echoed, making her realize she has been sleeping for 7 hours. Reality crashed over her like a wave. She has been dreaming. Amina wished her mother did not wake her up from the beautiful worlds of England, where wishes came true. As she lay in her bed, she saw the newspaper she had been reading before sleep caught her eyes. The story about England, devoid of sorrow, fueled her desire to visit England for several years and not just 7 hours. The charm of a place where dreams seem to come true stayed in her thoughts, relating with the stories she had read about a distant land. Amina's days were consumed by visions of England, a place where her heart felt free. She yearned for a reality where joy knew no bounds, much like the dream she had briefly transported her. She felt a pang of sadness every time she woke up from her fantasy, knowing that it was only a fleeting glimpse of what she could be. She wondered if she would ever get the chance to see England with her own eyes, to touch its soil, to breathe its air, to walk through the streets of England and to live its culture. And so, each night, as the moon cast its gentle glow over the village, Amina slept with one wish: to visit England one day, and not just in her dream, but in the working world where her heart desires could blossom into reality. She clung onto her newspaper, her only source of information and inspiration, as she prayed for a miracle, a sign, a way to make her dream come true. Dear viewers, if you are given 7 hours from the 24 hours a day, which country would you love to visit? Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, leave a nice comment below and turn on the notification bell so you do not have to miss any of our interesting story. See you in our next video.